Hey guys! So today I'm going to do a Q&A video for you. I haven't done one of these in ages and I've been so excited to record this today. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, I posted on my Facebook and my Instagram and my Twitter that I was going to be doing this video. So to ask me all of your questions, you could ask me whatever you liked. And so many of you posted questions. I had about 500 questions to go through. I really wasn't expecting that. So thank you to everybody that asked your questions. It was a lot of fun reading through them. So I could definitely see that there were personal questions and makeup questions. So there were so many of them, I've decided to split them into two videos. So I'm going to do a personal Q&A and a makeup Q&A. Today is going to be makeup. So I will post the more personal questions next week, so next Friday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And also the makeup that I'm wearing is a tutorial. I've just recorded this tutorial and that will be up on, what days do I upload? Monday. That'll be up on Monday or Tuesday if you live down in Aussie land. Okay, so I have them on my laptop in front of me. I actually put them into a document just to keep them all together, and there's so many of them, so I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as possible. So the first question is one that was asked by about 10 different people, asking it in slightly different ways, but basically asking the same question. And it's about having oily skin and having makeup that separates throughout the day. So it's not even that it's not lasting, it's just that it's like totally separating and splitting and it doesn't look like you've got any makeup on by the end of the day. And this, I think, now I am not a skincare expert, I'm a makeup artist, so I can't really advise you on like what your skin is doing, really, but I would imagine what's happening there is that the oil in your skin and your makeup is separating. So if you've got like a silicone-based primer and then a water-based foundation, they will separate on each other, same as if you have a water-based primer and then a silicone-based foundation, they'll separate. It's the whole oil water thing, they just don't really mix that well. So it could be something to consider. Maybe there are children screaming outside, but it could be something to consider, maybe checking to see if your primer and your foundation are both silicone or one is silicone and one is water, and maybe just trying to match them up and see if that works for you. It could just be that the formulas you're using aren't meant to go together. And I actually found a spreadsheet online of foundations and whether they are oil-based, water-based or silicone-based. It's certainly not an exhaustive list, but it's definitely a starting point to get you to check maybe what you're using. And you can also check, I'll actually link, there's a post in the Makeup Addiction subreddit that some very informative person put up, talking about how to check in the ingredients list if your foundation is silicone or oil or water. So I'll link that down below as well, and you can have a read through that. It's a lot more information than I can fit into like a 1-minute answer. So I hope that helps. Brianna Johnson asked, how do you know what shade of lipstick goes with your skin tone or hair coloring? And I actually have a video that kind of goes into this. I have a few videos on color theory, and that understanding color theory can certainly help you when you're choosing your lipstick and your blush and your eyeshadow colors. For me personally, I don't really think about it too much in terms of it suiting my coloring, because I don't really wear makeup to have it look harmonious all of the time. I think if you go for a color that is in keeping with your coloring, so if you've got a warm coloring, I've got a warm coloring, then I go for warm tones if I want it to look natural. If I want something to look a little bit more pop of color and stand out against my skin, I'll go for a cool coloring. So it's about either working with or working against your coloring depending on the effect that you want. But I'll link my other videos down below, because there's a bit more to it than that, but that's it in a nutshell. Ruth Emily Garvey asked, what do you enjoy more, doing other people's makeup or your own? I think I do prefer doing my own makeup, just because, I don't know, I find doing my own makeup very relaxing, and I love doing other people's makeup, but sometimes it can be a little bit stressful, depending on the client and depending on the circumstances. Whereas pretty much every time I do my makeup, it is just like this zen, meditative, like relaxing thing to do. Shayna Burdett asked, when buying foundation, how do you know what shade to purchase? I always seem to have one that's either too dark or too light. That's really a tricky one, and Lisa Eldridge actually did a series of videos on how to shop for your foundation, and she goes into an amazing amount of detail, so I will link that series down below. I feel like all I'm doing in this video is linking you elsewhere, but she goes into great detail, and basically I think the crux of it is if you're going to buy a foundation in a department store, you need to try it on, you need to wear it, you need to get a sample of it, bring it home and wear it and see it in different lights. It's almost impossible. I can't pick up a foundation and go, oh yeah, that's going to suit me. You have to try it on, and that's what's tricky about buying foundations in the drugstore, because sometimes you can't test them first and it's a bit of trial and error. But I will link Lisa Eldridge's videos down below because they are way better than that explanation. Denise Schultz-Luzio asked, how do you know when it's too much makeup? I thought this was a great question, actually. And I think the only way to know if you're wearing too much makeup is if you don't feel good in it anymore. If you're doubting it and you're kind of like, oh, if you don't feel confident, it's too much makeup. Larissa V. Mag asked, and actually a few people asked this question, what is your no-nos for bridal makeup? And I think the biggest mistake you can make for your bridal makeup is not doing what you want to do and listening to what your mum thinks you should do, what your aunt thinks you should do, or your bridesmaid, or listening too much to other people's opinions and not trusting in what you want to do yourself. From my experience of doing bridal makeup, that's just disastrous. And in the trial, you can always see when a bride is kind of being forced to do something she doesn't really want to do. I'd imagine it's the same when you're buying your dress. And then on the wedding day, it just turns into a bit of a drama. So do whatever you want to do. Makeup at the end of the day, there shouldn't really be rules to it. If you normally wear crazy makeup, go wear crazy makeup on your wedding day. Like, why wouldn't you if that's what you want to do? If you normally wear very, very natural and very little makeup, then don't go wearing something crazy on your wedding day because it won't feel like you. Just be true to yourself and don't listen to what other people have to say. Magda J. Mitchell asked, and again, Magda, not the only person that asked this, do you have any plans for doing any masterclasses? I can't think of anyone I would rather learn from. Magda, that's very kind of you. And funny you should ask that, because yes, actually this year it is on my to-do list. It is my goal for the end of the year to do a masterclass. So what I will do is leave a link in the description box down below for you to go and give me your email address if you are interested in attending a masterclass by me. Oh, that's so terrifying. Nothing has been planned. This is definitely in the early kind of putting the feelers out development stage, but it's definitely on my to-do list. It won't be happening until after the wedding, so it won't be until kind of later in the year. But if you are interested, you can just give me your email address and then I can email you and let you know the details whenever there are details. It will be in Sydney later this year. So yeah, details down below. Nicolette Calicio, I think is your name. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. When are you visiting San Diego so we can girly makeup shop together? I was in San Diego like 18 months ago. Where were you then, Nicolette? No, I'm just kidding. But my question is, we all start off somewhere with makeup. What is one beauty blunder you used to make all the time? Or was it part of your beauty routine that you look back on and cringe? I used to wear blue mascara a lot, although it wasn't really cringy, but it was like bright blue. That was when I first started wearing makeup. That was when I wasn't even allowed to wear makeup, and I kind of snuck it on while I was at school. Oh my god, that has just reminded me. The school word has just triggered a memory of wearing coal black eyeliner and nothing else. No like concealer, foundation, blush, nothing on my eyebrows, nothing. So it was just like all you could see was two just panda rings around my eyes, and it was Rimmel. It was the Rimmel, not the Scandalized because that's too new. Whatever their Kajal kohl pencil was. So it was really, really soft, and it would just like melt and smudge and just go everywhere. So at the end of the day, I would just have like gunk in the inner corners and black just everywhere. No mascara either. So like blonde eyelashes and rings of eyeliner. I did that for like a solid year in school. Oh God, so embarrassing. Alright, so that was everybody on Facebook. It's funny, I noticed most of the questions on Facebook were more personal related, and I'm moving on to Instagram, and more of the questions on Instagram were makeup related. I just thought that was interesting. So, Nazmeen Beauty Book asked, best drugstore eyeliner which will be super black and matte. And actually going back to what I just said, I think the Rimmel, I think they're called the, what did I just call them? I have to go and find it. Scandalize, Rimmel Scandalize. I think the Rimmel Scandaleyes eye pencils are fantastic from the drugstore. They're a gel consistency and they set. They're not the most long lasting. I think the most long lasting is my Eye of Horus one, but that's definitely not drugstore. But they're pretty good and they're super duper inky black and matte. Melanie McDeevy asked what foundations do you use on clients? So I have a few different foundations in my kit, and the one that I have been using mostly recently is actually airbrush makeup. So I got myself a little airbrush kit. I actually did a video on my first time using the airbrush kit. It's a little Boletto kit. And I'm using a foundation brand called Element 2, and it's a silicone based beautiful foundation, super duper long lasting, great coverage, but looks really natural. But it's airbrush makeup, so it's not like, you know, every day you can pop down to the drugstore and get it. I order it online, but I've been using that on most of my clients because it's just working on every single skin type and skin tone for me at the moment. But I also carry MAC Face and Body. I love that for somebody that doesn't want too much coverage and has a slightly drier skin. I've got Studio Fix Fluid for normal to oily skin, somebody that wants a good coverage. I use MAC Pro Longwear for more oily skins, good coverage as well. I have Estee Lauder Maximum Cover, which I use more so as a concealer, especially for larger areas, birthmarks, rosacea, you know, large areas of redness and stuff. And then I have a couple of like odds and ends. Like I have a few Chanel Vita Lumieres, and I only use that on very dry skins because it's a beautiful foundation, but I don't find it to be very long lasting unless you've got really dry skin. And what else? Oh, I've got a Bobbi Brown University palette. So that has the Bobbi Brown sticks and creamy concealers in it. And that's kind of pretty much it. That does me for just about every skin tone and skin type in my kit. For the type of makeup that I do, you know, it's a one-off special occasion that needs to be really long lasting. That is all I'm going to get through today. So sorry if I didn't answer your question. There was a lot of questions that were very similar though. So hopefully if I didn't answer your question directly, I indirectly answered it for you. Again, thank you so much to everybody that asked questions. And yeah, I'm about to start recording the personal questions now. So stay tuned for that next week. I will see you on Monday with this makeup tutorial. It's actually based on Ellie Goulding. But you probably knew that already, right? You can tell. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for videos every Monday and Friday-ish. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you very soon. Bye!